What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today I bring some news in regards to Dragon Ball Legends, the brand new mobile game that was just announced yesterday and earlier today by Bandai Namco. Now, the whole goal of this video is to kind of put together all the information that we know into one video. So all you gotta do is watch this and you kind of have a good idea of what to expect when this game comes out later this summer. So, first things first, what is it? It's a 3v3 1v1 game. It sounds hella confusing, and the reason why I say 3v3 is because basically you choose 3 characters similar to Dragon Ball FighterZ, but it's like a 1v1 system where it's like you versus another player across the world. The battle system is pretty much simplified for mobile and basically features a system where there's 2 elements to it. 1, you're moving around, which I assume is going to be done for dodging, and 2, tapping. I mean, as expected, it's a mobile game. You're going to pretty much tap to do certain actions. The way the characters break down is it seems that every character has 100 stamina or ki. I'm not sure which is which yet, but basically you have 100 meter to use whatever you want. And every time you tap on a card to do an attack, it takes a certain amount of energy to do those attacks. So if you spam your attacks all at once, you're going to have 0 stamina and you're going to have to wait for it to recover before you can do your next attack. So you kind of want to plan it out, when to move out and when to tap, and that's pretty much all that goes into the battle system. The big question that I saw popping up a lot though is it going to be a gacha? If you have no idea what a gacha basically is a summon element, as we've seen in Dokkan and many other games from Japan, specifically that Bandai Namco does. And basically what that means is use an in-game currency to summon for a chance to get a specific unit. Now I will point out that based on the website that was just created for the game, they mentioned that if they hit a certain amount of pre-registered goals, that they're going to give you basically free in-game crystals, which leads you to believe that pretty much it's going to be a gacha. Now I'm not sure if you're going to be summoning for the cards and the characters that we've seen in the trailer and in the demonstration earlier today, or if you're just going to be summoning for stuff like in-game costumes, because we also have that as well. So not only can you customize the characters based on the costumes they're putting on, but you can also customize which teams you use in the actual game. So it's kind of hard to tell how they're going to go about it, but it is indeed going to be some kind of a gacha game, because they definitely have the crystals, like I said, which are going to be basically the replacements for Dragon Stones that we saw in Dokkan Battle. Speaking of pre-registrations, you can already actually pre-order the game right now. It is free. There's going to be a link in the description below, which I suggest you guys click from your mobile devices on your Android or your iOS, because that's going to take you straight to the store, which will allow you to download the game and you'll be able to access it the second it comes out. Now, I want to point out that it says the release date is June 14th, 2018. They did mention that there's going to be a beta coming out as well for Android. Unfortunately, iOS seems like you're going to be missing out, but there is going to be a beta for Android at some point over the course of the next couple weeks. But the overall launch goal is the summertime, and if we're to go off of the release date that we've seen on the iOS store, is June 14th is going to be the day it comes out. And speaking of which, for the first time in Bandai Namco mobile game history, we are actually getting a simultaneous global release for Dragon Ball Legends. Now, normally the way it works is they create these gacha games and they release them in Japan first, and then I don't know if they just wait for see how the game does or what, but they release them in Japan first, and then a couple months later they create a global version if there's enough demand that ends up being a couple months behind, which sucks. For Dokkan Battle, for example, you always have to wait to see what the Japanese version of the game gets first, and then like 4, 5, 6, 7 months sometimes, you actually get that content on the global version, which is like, I just want it now. So this is actually cool. For the first time ever, we're actually getting a simultaneous release day 1. Hopefully, though, this doesn't mean that the Japanese side will still get more exclusive content that the English version won't. So at this point, I don't really know, but the good news is we only have to play 1 version this time as opposed to 2 with a game like Dokkan Battle. Now, obviously, one of the biggest elements with this game is definitely the PvP, which we're going to talk about in a couple minutes. But the question that's popping up is, does this mean this is only PvP based? Can I play single player, story mode, yada yada yada? Rhymestyle, what do you know? And to answer that question, is definitely going to be some kind of story mode element for several reasons. Number 1, you need to have some kind of mode in the game which allows you to farm crystals so you can basically do these summons or like do the gacha aspect of the game. So that's a no-brainer. But 2, during the live stream, they did also mention that there's going to be an English dub of the game and actual voices. And why would they do that if there's no story mode planned? On top of that, they're introducing a brand new character that seems to be like a Universe 6 soldier or something. My theory actually is that he's a warrior from time, and he's probably actually a Universe 7 Saiyan as opposed to Universe 6 Saiyans. It's just he was wearing that armor before Frieza took over. And on top of that, they even mentioned on the stream that he is a warrior from another time. And Chrono also is a element for time travel, the Chrono Crystals, which is what you use in the in-game currency. So there's a lot of time travel elements that are already present in the game. Now, the ironic part is the people who are putting this game together are also dimps, who are infamous for Dragon Ball Xenoverse. So we're definitely going back with the whole time travel aspect, which is actually an interesting question to ask you guys is, does that bug you that we're doing the time travel thing all over again? And the other question I have is whether or not we're going to get a crossover between Dragon Ball Legends and Dragon Ball Xenoverse. But that is pretty much everything that we know as far as story mode elements and a single player type of version of this game. When we get more details about it, gameplays and breakdowns, all that stuff, I got your back. stay tuned to this channel, subscribe, and I'll keep you in the loop as we get more information about this game. But that's everything that we know that we got off of that live stream. Now, the other element obviously is a PvP, and I want to kind of talk about what's so special about this. Now, honestly, until I play it myself, this doesn't mean anything to me. But during the live stream, both the GDC and the Bandai Namco live stream, they were very much pushing about how amazing this new network is that they're using to connect the players across the world. I don't really understand, to be honest. I was kind of watching this, and my brain was literally frying as they were trying to explain what this new network is, but apparently it's very much powerful and it's going to allow you to seamlessly connect to another player across the world without having to worry about lag or any of that. But again, until I play this myself and see how it actually works, it doesn't mean much to me. But it does show you how important PvP is to them in this game, and it definitely seems to be the biggest element as far as what they're going to be pushing when this game comes out later this summer. And speaking of big elements, the big question that's also popping up this past couple days is whether or not we'll be able to create our own characters in this game, and to answer that question, I have no idea. The main reason why that's even being discussed right now is for two reasons. Number one, we have the mysterious saying that's on the cover of the thumbnail and kind of the character they've been throwing up in front of the game, which we don't know who that is yet. People are speculating it's Yamoshi, others are saying it's just some random saying. I honestly don't know. He is created by Toriyama, and that's all we know. When we get an actual backstory to him, we can talk about that later, but as far as who he is, no clue. What I do know is when they revealed a mysterious saying last time, that was Xenoverse, and that turned out to be a created character that's supposed to be representing you. However, I don't think this is a custom created character himself, due to the fact that based on how they were talking about it on the live stream, is he has a backstory, he has like a story and a voice that they're going to dive into, as opposed to what we saw with Ace, who is a time patroller in the Xenoverse series. So I don't think he personally is a custom created character, but whether or not we're going to have a CaC system in the game later, it's kind of just up in the air at this point. However, I do want to drop on speculation regarding all that, and again, keyword here is speculation. I don't actually know. I know literally as much as you guys. All I saw was the GDC gameplay and then the live stream, and that's it. I don't have any other information about this. But my own speculation is I personally think that we are going to get CaCs in this game, just due to the fact that, number one, Bandai has literally had CaCs in almost every game that came out in the last like 2 or 3 years. Xenoverse had it, we saw it in Strikers, we saw it in games like Sword Art, like literally they're adding CaCs into every single game. On top of that, people love CaCs. It's like a no-brainer. You add CaCs into a game, it makes it that much more enjoyable. Two, Dimps is working on this, and Dimps knows how much potential there is with CaCs. They know that if they can get you, the viewer, to create yourself in this game, you are more likely to play it. So it's kind of a no-brainer to add a CaC system. But again, it's all up in the air. I don't personally know. The second we get some kind of confirmation that we are going to get a CaC system, I'll let you guys know. But for now, I just kind of want to drop my own speculation and thoughts based on what I've seen Bandai do in the past, and the fact that Dimps is working on this is kind of no-brainer. But again, I don't actually know. Now, last thing I want to talk about is Dokkan and how much they plan on investing in this game as far as how they talked about it on the live stream. For starters, Dokkan isn't going anywhere. Dokkan, as long as you guys are playing Dokkan, it's going to exist. The day people stop actually playing Dokkan is the day that Bandai is going to be like, you know what? I think it's time to shut the servers down. And is that coming anytime soon? Most likely not. Dokkan is more popular than ever. Every time they release a brand new banner, it always hits #1 in the stores. It's not going away anytime soon. As long as they have content for it, Dokkan is going to be living. However, again, if people stop playing Dokkan, let's say theoretically people drop Dokkan and go to Dragon Ball Legends, and over time the numbers keep decreasing, yeah, Dokkan might end at some point over the course of the next couple years, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. The best way to go by this is just play both games, and as long as you're playing both games and the numbers are up, Bandai is going to keep supporting both games. The same thing can also be said about Dragon Ball Legends. If Dragon Ball Legends launches day one and nobody plays it, and then down the line, a couple months, couple weeks down the line, nobody plays this, that game could very well also flop, and then that's it. Back to Dokkan we go. So as long as you're playing both games, you have nothing to really worry about. And I honestly don't think that Bandai is ready to abandon Dokkan just quite yet, because literally that game makes them so much money. I think they're just trying to create 2 games here so they can kind of get a double up as far as profits, where they have both Dokkan and Legends kind of pushing revenue. And as long as they do it the right way, both games can exist. But I do want to point out that during the live stream, they did plan on saying that they're going to release every character that ever existed over the course of time. So just like Dokkan, they're going to keep releasing content over the course of the next couple years. And again, as long as there's support, both games are going to exist. But overall, though, I think it's awesome. I mean, the more games we get, the better. It's a free game, so you can't go wrong with it. Well, technically, it's not going to be free, because I'm sure there's going to be a pay-to-play element like there was at Dokkan, because Bandai saw how much money these mobile games make, and I'm sure they're going to try to recreate that success as much as possible over the course of many games. But I'm excited. I cannot wait to play. It looks super fun, and definitely expect a lot of content in this game when it gets released later this summer. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you have any questions in regards to it, I can do my best to answer. But again, I know as much as you guys. All I've seen was the GDC live stream, which I posted the gameplay on my channel, which will be linked in the description below. And of course, the live stream that was done by Bandai Namco. And outside that, I don't know anything else that's being shown out about this game. But hey, it looks fun. I'm down to try it, and I'm excited to see what Bandai has planned for us with the release of Legends later this summer. So with that said, if you want to keep up with the game, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll keep you guys in the loop with everything you need to know. I want to see 9,001 likes in this video because, again, the more drama content we get, the better, and the more hype there is around the community, the more content we're going to be getting over the course of the future of the series. I mean, we also got the new movie coming out, and that trailer that was just revealed, amazing. So with that said, let me know your thoughts and everything that was discussed in this video. If you have any other questions, you can also tweet me at Rhymestyle, and we'll take it from there. Hope you guys enjoyed us today. My name is Rhymestyle. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.